NTA Abhyas Chemistry NEET paper 40. Physical chemistry problem solutions. Only physical chemistry NEET 40. So the question is question number 1. The angular momentum of electron in d orbital is equal to, he has given h dash is equal to h by 2 pi he has given, and we have to solve like this. So the angular momentum is given by the formula L into L plus 1 square root and into h by 2 pi. So h by 2 pi he has given as a h dash. So we can write down L into L plus 1 and into h. So for d orbital L value is 2. So therefore we can, if you put the value as a 2, so it will be coming into square root of the 6. So answer is D. So answer D is matching. So next question, the solubility product of the chromium hydroxide at 298 Kelvin is 6.0 into 10 to the power of 13. The concentration of the hydroxide ion in a saturated solution of chromium hydroxide will be. So 4 options given, we have to calculate like this. So chromium hydroxide dissociates chromium 3 plus ion and 3 hydroxide ions. So KSP we can write down chromium ion into 3 hydroxide ion to the power of 3. So it will be, if you solve it up, KSP is coming 27S4. So 27S4 is equal to 6.0 into 10 to the power of 31. So S is equal to, so 6 into 10 to the power of 31 divided by 27, and so fourth square thing we have to solve it up. So but we have to calculate this. SC has given, but we have to calculate the 3 hydroxide ion, not S. 3 hydroxide ion solubilities. So if you multiply this S value with the 3 OH minus, so 3 into 6 into 10 to the power of 30, 1 by 27 to the power of 1 by 4. So here this 3 is outside is there. So if you take inside, so we have to write down 3 to the power of 4. 3 to the power of 4 we have to write down. So obviously 3 to the power of 4, and when you take it up 1 by 4th square root, it will be coming 3 only. So that depending upon that one, we can write down 3 by 4. So 3 OH is equal to 6 into 3 by 4 into 10 to the power of 13 by 3 by 3. So 3 by 3 and 3 1 it will be cancel it up. And 6 into 3 into 10 to the power of 31, 1 by 4 will be coming. So it is coming 18 into 10 to the power of 31. So this is a little complicated problem. So this standard of the question is good. So next question will be, which of the following electrolytes has same value of the Van 't Hoff factor I as that of the aluminum sulfate if all are 100% ionized? So we know that one. So aluminum sulfate dissociates into 2 Al ions and 3 sulfate ions. So total here ions are forming are 5 ions. So from in the above options, our K4 FeCN6 only is forming 5 ions, that is 4 K plus ions, and 1 FeCN6 ion. Because it's a complex salt, it will not dissociate into individual ions, it will be forming only 1 ion. So total 5 ions are coming. So answer is the B. So we'll go to the next 6th question. So which of the following statement is correct for a reversible process in a state of equilibrium? So here we know here we have to use the formula delta G is equal to G naught plus 2.303 RT log Q. So at equilibrium delta G is equal to 0. So therefore Q and Q is equal to K. So 0 is equal to J delta G naught plus 2.303 RT log K will be coming. So minus G naught, it will be coming this side. So minus G naught is equal to 2.303 RT log K, or delta G is equal to 2.303 RT will be coming. RT log K is coming. So answer is B. So next question will go. So when the initial concentration of a reactant is doubled in a reaction, its half-life period is not affected. The order of the reaction is. This is the very simplest question. So recently which I have seen it. So we know that in the first order reaction only the T half is independent of the initial concentration. So that is T half is equal to 0.693. So that's why we can write down the for first order reaction. We can write down answer is A. So next question, little quality of the question is good. So this is level 2 to 3 question is there. So it requires thorough knowledge of the thermodynamics. So for an ideal gas, consider only Py work in going from an initial state X to the final state Z. So X to final state Z is going. The final state Z can be reached by either of the two paths shown in the figure. Which of the following set choice is correct? Take delta S as the change in the entropy and W as the work done. So here so W is equal to 0. So since V2 minus V1 is equal to 0, so YZ is equal to 0. So we have to use here the work done is equal to W is equal to minus P delta V. We have to use it up. So this formula. So here first we'll check it up the first option. So since Y to Z is equal to 0, so Y to Z is equal to X plus Y will be, X to Y will be equal to the X to Z will be coming. Because in this one, since YZ is equal to 0, so this first option is correct. So in the case of for the entropy changes, entropy is a state function. So we can add and subtract like a Hess law of heat summations. So in this case, third option is correct because third option is correct. So option fourth is incorrect. In this one, in third option, we can add it up. When addition is following the Hess law of heat summation. So fourth option is incorrect. So it is not following the Wx is equal to Z is equal to there. So this work will be coming different in the both the cases. So fourth option is incorrect. So option B is the correct. So in this case, option B is 1 and 3 are only correct statements. So option B is correct. A fuel cell methanol is used as a fuel and oxygen gas is used as an oxidizer. The reaction is, he has given it up. So at 298K standard Gibbs energies of formation of individual he has given. So methanol and carbon dioxide and water he has given. So then if standard enthalpy of the combustion of methanol is 726 kJ mole, efficiency of the fuel cell will be. So this question looks like complicated but very easy. So if you know the formula delta G by delta H into 100. So 100 will be equal to the efficiency of the fuel cell. So delta G and delta H. So delta G we have to calculate by the delta G of the reaction is equal to delta G of the summation of the delta G of the products minus summation of the delta G of the reactants. So we have to calculate this one delta G change according to this formula, and he has given the delta H, he has given in the numerical 726. So by calculation, by this formula, so delta G is coming 702.8 and 726 delta H he has given. So both the things 96.8 or 97% is the efficiency. So delta G0 by delta H into 100 will be coming. So looks like this question complicated but very easy. So next question will go, the boiling point of 0.02 mole kg solution of X in water is greater than the equimolar solution of Y in water. Which one of the following statement is true in the case? So here we can so statement A is wrong because colligative property depends upon the number of particles only. So it does not depend upon the molecular weight. So if they are equimolar solutions, so their colligative property will be equal. So A statement will be wrong. So B is wrong since colligative property does not depends upon the molecular weight. So C is a wrong statement. C is also wrong statement. So D, in the case of the D, option D is correct since X is the undergoing dissociation and its colligative property value will be high will be there. So normally on dissociation it forms more number of the particles though they are equi equimolar solutions. So answer D is there. So in this one little tricky is there. So most of the students will be taking A, but A is not the correct answer. D is the correct answer. So question number 28. The anodic half cell of lead acid battery is recharged using electricity of 0.05 Faraday. The amount of the PbSO4 electrolyzed in grams during the process is molar mass of the lead sulfate. He has given it up. So since he has given by recharging, so the first we should remember what is the recharge equation. This is important. Actually, you have to by heart all the battery equations in the electrochemistry. So here the recharge equation is PbSO4 plus 2 electrons gives you Pb plus H2SO4. So here 1 mole of the PbSO4 is giving to is equal to the consuming 2 electrons. So 2 Faradays is equal to, so 2 Faradays is equal to 1 mole of the PbSO4. That is molecular weight is 303 grams. So 2F is equal to 303 grams. So here 0.05 Faraday is given. So we have to equate to the 0.05 Faradays. So a amount of the PbSO4 electrolyzed is equal to 303 into 0.05 by 2 Faradays. So 15.05 by 2 is coming 7.525 is coming, grams is coming in. So answer is C. So next question is from the colloids. So among the colloids, cheese, milk and smoke, the correct answer of the dispersed phase and dispersion medium respectively are, he has given 4 options. So in this one cheese is liquid in solid. So our cheese is more or less like a solid state only. So it is a liquid will be dissolved less will be there and solid will be more will be there. In milk is the oil in liquid. So that is liquid sol, and smoke is solid in the gas. This is very clear, solid in gas, and option D is the correct answer. So next question number 33 is an organic compound contains carbon 40%, hydrogen 13.3% and nitrogen 46%. Its empirical formula is, he has given, this is normally we are doing from 10th class onwards. This is also one of the easiest questions. So 40 by 12, 13 by 1 and 46 nitrogen percentage is given 46 0.67. So I have worked out, it is a self-explanatory. This is the easiest question. So answer is coming as a C. So this question is from our chemical kinetics. This is also question is on expected lines only. So he has given the, for the reaction H2 plus I2 is equal to 2HI. So the differential rate equation is, he has given it up. So actually what we have to find out, what is the coefficient is there. So that one we have to write down as a reciprocal. So in this one, so answer A only is correct is there. So H2 dH2 by dt is equal to 2 di2. So this is the wrong is there. So answer A is the correct answer is there. So here answer A is the coefficient number to be taken as a reciprocal. So in this A answer correct only. So in this one he has given it up. So answer A is correct. So question number 38. So dissolving 120 grams of urea, molecular weight 60 in 1000 grams of water gave a solution of density 1.15 grams per ml. The molarity of the solution is, so we have to calculate the molarity. So normally molarity is equal to NB by number of the moles by the solution volume in liter. Normally molarity means volume in liter only we will be taking. So solution volume in liter we have to take. So number of moles of urea is equal to 120 grams he has given. Molecular weight of urea is equal to 60. So 2 moles is coming. So total weight of the solution we have to take it up. So here we should be thorough. So otherwise most of the students will make a mistakes. So 120 grams of urea and 1000 liters of solution is there. 1120 is the total our solution weight is there. So volume of the solution is 1120. So 1120 we have to divide it by the density. So it will be coming as a volume. So 1120 divided by 115. So this will be giving volume of the solution. So molarity is equal to, so 1120 it will be coming as a density is coming as 1.12 liters divided by 1.15 liter is coming. Molarity is equal to 2 moles into 1.15 and divided by 1.120. So volume we have to do it up. So 2.35 1.1 is coming, 2.05 is coming. So answer D is the correct. So last question of in this test. So question number 44. A weak acid HX has a dissociation constant into 1 into 10 to the power of minus 5 m. It forms a salt NaX on reaction with alkali. The degree of hydrolysis of 0.1 m solution of NaX is given. So we know that on alpha is equal to Kw by C into Ka. So Kw we know that one 10 to the power of minus 14. C has given 0.1 m and Ka is equal to 1 into 10 to the power of minus 5 he has given. So if you solve it up, it will, alpha is coming 10 to the power of minus 4 is coming. But in this one he has given percentage degree of hydrolysis. So 10 to the power of 4 minus 4 into, we have to multiply with the 100. So it is coming 10 to the power of minus 4 into 100 is coming 10 to the power of minus 2. So answer is 0.01. So answer is C. So this completes the solution for the NEET Abhyas 40 chemistry, particularly in physical chemistry problems. Thank you very much.